So I just watched Star Wars Andor, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this show. It's been a while since I've actually consumed any sort of Star Wars media, and I kind of was dying down on the Star Wars hype. I don't even remember what the last thing I watched from Star Wars was. I know that The Mandalorian is coming out, and I figured since I didn't get to see Andor when it came out, I would just sit down and watch it. Well, I started it about a month ago, and I watched the first couple episodes, and I kind of fell off of it. Nothing really pulled me back into it, so I put it off for a while. And then I was like, you know what? I want to review something, so let me just finish Andor. So I watched the third episode, and I loved it. Like, after the third episode, I was like, alright, I'm binging this because it's just that good. Not even for the review, just because I thoroughly enjoyed this show. So the first thing I want to talk about the show is some of the issues that it had. I don't want to start the review off with something negative, but I think it's very important because that's something that you get hit with right away, is the pacing issues. The first and second episodes are very slow, and I think a lot of people have this opinion and have already talked about it, but yeah, episode 1 and 2 very slow. The show in general is a slow build up, but the payoff is very, very well. So if you're like me and you start the first episode and think, yeah, this show is not for me, you gotta watch like 3 episodes for it to really start kicking in. You gotta watch up until they start the heist. That's where the show really gets good. The pacing issues also happen again later on in the show. After the heist is over, you kind of get like an episode where it slumps, starts getting slow, but then it revamps itself up and you're good to go for the rest of the show. So I just want to get that out of the way. So with that out of the way, now I want to talk about, of course, the great things about the show, starting off with this feels like a Star Wars show. And now that I say that, I remember the last thing that I watched from Star Wars, which was the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. And I did not enjoy that show, unfortunately. It just didn't feel like a good Obi-Wan Kenobi story. And it didn't feel very Star Wars-y, if that makes sense. I didn't believe it, you know? It felt kind of cheaply made, if I'm gonna be honest. It felt like it didn't have that high budget that most other Star Wars projects do. And Andor, oh my goodness, it is beautiful. This show is really, really beautiful. And I'm not just talking like colors, cinematic shots, which it does have that. I'm talking about just straight up atmosphere. It feels like you are in Star Wars, man. The props, the costumes, everything. They did such a good job with this show. Really big props to the people who made the props. That's so fucking stupid. Oh my god. Anyway, the acting. Oh my goodness. Yo, we got some crazy actors here. Diego Luna is an amazing actor. He shines in this. We got a couple more actors. I can't remember their names. I'm sorry. I'll just put them on the screen. I think that all of them needed to have some sort of desperation, right? They're going and conspiring against the Empire. And oh my goodness, speaking of the Empire, we'll get to that in a bit, but for now, just the heroes. They're all very scared because it's the Empire, you know? You get killed for treason, and you feel the sense of direness, that urgency where they can't get caught, and they do such a good job with desperation, all of them. And I really got to feel like these are heroes that are going against the Empire with everything that they've got. They really believe in this cause. But it's scary, you know, you feel that through the characters. And, of course, you get the characters from the Empire, which do an exceptional job. I don't remember their names. That's not a fault of the show, by the way. It's just me. I just am so bad with names. They do such a good job. The first, I guess, officer, you can tell he is really trying to work his way up and become somebody. He's got like a chip on his shoulder for some reason. And you kind of see why later on in the show, because his mother is always nagging him, always kind of belittling him. Like, oh my gosh, woman, just leave this man alone. So obviously he gets it from her, but he is determined to be someone in the Empire. And you feel that, and he's just such a little shit, man. Like, I don't like him. I really hate him. And all of that gets complemented with the woman that we see from the Empire, who is very prestigious. She's already established in the Empire, a very high-ranking officer, and she's very cocky and just an asshole, you know? There's no other way to describe it. But the actors do so well with those roles, and they really casted everybody perfectly, and I can't praise them enough for that. Yeah, so let's talk about the story a little bit. So we get to see Andor before the events of Rogue One, and we get to explore his character a little bit, see all the struggles that he's been through, and he does get in trouble with the Empire a lot. We get to see his childhood and the events that led up to his hatred for the Empire. Of course, we get the heist, where we get a bunch of people who are trying to, you know, try to make a difference in this galaxy where the Empire has total control over absolutely everyone and everything. And the story is really about the little things that we can do that have the biggest impact, and just these little acts of rebellion against the Empire are gonna spark the want to do that in other people. And it was just such a great journey to see how Cassian influences other people, even people that we don't know about. We get to hear that, oh, news is spread around the galaxy that this happened, that Cassian led, and it's starting to affect other people and try to rebel against the Empire eventually when we get to the formation of the actual rebellion. And I think that's what we're going to see in Season 2, and I'm really excited for it. I really can't wait to see what's going to go on with that. I'm sure we'll see Princess Leia in Season 2. Somehow. I really hope we cast a lookalike actor, because I don't think I could do the CGI. But anyway, it was just a really, really good story. I'm gonna give Andor a 7.5 out of 10. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll do all the YouTuber stuff again. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your opinions of Andor, and I'll comment back. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.